Hey guys, this is Jella and welcome back to my channel. We are now part 16 in our Korean Town series, where we will be making a K-pop entertainment agency by the main road. If you want to build this too, then keep on watching. So for our part 16, we will be making a K-pop entertainment agency on the first corner of the main road. When I first made the layout from part 1, I still wasn't sure about the building layout of this area. So I made the sidewalk until the end of the road. Now we will remake this, and since we will delete the sidewalk, I will move the trees, planters, and electrical pole so it won't be deleted as part of the sidewalk placement. Now add a wall to the side and back first, so we know the layout of the building before we delete the other flooring. Then copy the sidewalk floor again and add that to the other area first, since we will just make the corner building for this part. As for the agency building, leave the 2x3 square on the right for the road connection, and copy the road floor texture. This will be the entrance for the parking area, so I'm deleting the planters that covers this side. Now copy the reddish sidewalk and go to basement to place this again. I'm gonna leave the empty area for now. So just place this until the end of the road just like we did before. Once the sidewalks are added, we can place back the planters, trees, and electrical posts that we moved earlier. I added a sidewalk to the empty area just to close off the sidewalk space, but we will remake this again once we make this area. Now delete the left wall, then get a small hedge fence alternating with a metal fence going to the driveway. Add the left wall until the side of the fences. We are going to add a small elevation like stairs in front using the flat roof going to the basement. Adjust the height at least 2 arrows up. Then get a basic cube and rescale this to make a small stair elevation in front. We are going for a dark modern design for the building, so I'm making the elevation dark stone gray with tile texture. Now color the hedge fence the same as the elevation and make the metal fence a bit lighter. For the right side wall, we will make this flint with another tile texture. Okay, so for the roof, I'm just gonna add a flat roof to the whole front and just adjust the height. Then go to the second level and add a floor to the space where the room wall ends. We are going to add a large round rod as a driveway roof. Change the grid line to medium size, so it will be easy and uniformed to place it on the floor. Just add this rods until the end of the wall, then delete the floor, and we have a very sleek modern parking driveway. As for the main entrance, you know I'm going to use the commercial sliding door. As you can see, we have a small lobby space when entering the building, so I'm going to add some walls on the upper levels to picture the layout we are going to be doing. I don't have a fixed layout of the inside, but I have the room ideas that I will be adding in this agency. I like how the exterior looks like right now with the edges and very modern style. Anyways, copy the main road floor and extend this to the back. This will be the parking area of this building. I got sidetracked and colored the other walls the same as the right wall. As for the front flat roof, I'm just gonna add a texture using this dirt stain. I also colored the upper level floors, and to be honest, I wished I didn't add much effort to the exterior walls at this time because I will be adding large windows later and these walls aren't really that noticed. So it took me a few minutes just on deciding what color or texture this wall should be. So yeah, as I was editing, I wished I had used that time on the interior instead. Anyways, I colored the parking walls and added a floor to the lobby entrance. Now we will be adding an elevator. We don't want the staff and everyone here taking the stairs up to the 5th floor. But yeah, I just purchased the standard elevator because it is expensive. The elevator costed $75,000 in total going to the 5 floors of this building. Anyways, I copied the plain marking from the apartment parking and we can fit 4 cars in here. Then add a square beam for the parking curb and place it using the medium grid line. I'm gonna add some flooring on the upper levels so we can have a ceiling and see how the parking level looks like as well. I got sidetracked again and just added flooring on all the levels on this building. I also added a floor to the open sides of 4th level. Since this is a modern style building, I'm gonna use a sleek glass railing for the balcony. Okay, going back to the parking, because this was supposed to be what I was gonna do after adding the floors on the upper level. I'm just gonna add some ductwork vents over here, and you can adjust the placement of where this goes or add more if you want. This will definitely tear off your budget because the elevator itself costs less than $100,000 already. Anyways, we are adding some lighting to our parking area and I'm using the industrial ceiling light. You can adjust the height if you like it nearer to the ceiling of lay low. Also adjust the color of the bulb so it wouldn't be too bright in here. Then add a texture to the ceiling and I'm using the ceiling tile. Now go to the front side of the parking driveway and we will add the parking meter. I love that they added this from the update because we don't have to make a custom one. I'm placing a thin pillar beside the parking meter and on the other end. Then add a square beam using the medium grid line. This will be the parking barrier. Don't forget to change the color of the pillar and the barrier. You can move the parking meter to cover the pillar. I colored the entrance door frame and then added some ceiling trims around the exterior first floor. Now we are adding some windows, and I will be using the modern square window to make this building look more like an office agency. As you can see, the exterior walls doesn't matter much since the windows are covering it. I wasted more money changing the wall texture and color on the other side of the building. Anyways, let's go to the first floor, which is just a small space because of the big elevator by the corner. So I decided that the main lobby would be on the second level because there is nothing we can place here. So I just colored the walls and then the elevator. I made the flooring into checkered tiles and then copied the ceiling from the parking, but made it a lighter shade of gray. I also copied the industrial light from the parking. Then duplicate the windows and place 2 on this wall. Now on the larger side of the wall, we will make our entertainment agency name. And since this is my agency, I'm gonna use my name. But the L and E will be somewhat combined to make it look like a modern logo for an entertainment agency. Then color the beams, and I'm gonna use white to make the letters pop. We can't really add much in here since this just serves as an entryway going up the building. So I just added a corner plant and a seating area on the side. Now going to the upper floor, I also copied the windows and placed it on the right side of the building. Then I used marble flooring on the whole second floor. This will be our main lobby. I copied the tile walls from the first floor and placed it on the sides and front wall with windows. I'm gonna color this large wall differently as an accent wall. Now we are going to make a separate room for the reception office and an open cafeteria. So for the reception/small office, I'm going to use a sliding double door. We will place a few windows on the side so the room will not look cramped. Now we are going to add the company name on the back wall of the reception office, so just copy the square beams we used downstairs. I also copied the floor plant and placed this on the corner. Now for the reception desk, I wanted to keep it simple and just use the simplicity desk. And to make this look sophisticated, we are going to use this glamorous chair. Color the desk to a dark wooden brown to make it look like an expensive hardwood desk. Then add a texture to the chair. Now add file organizers and desk clutters of your choice. Now that we have finished one desk, I'm gonna add another one on the side to make it look like our agency is really busy and has to be catered by another staff. We are gonna use some cozy seats, and I'm using this contemporary armchair. We are also changing the pillows because I don't want that simple look. Add 2 armchairs for each table. I'm also placing a square painting on the side walls. Rescale this smaller and add 2 on each side. As for the lighting, we are using the geometric chandelier and change the color and bulb to yellowish shade for the warm lighting. Color and change the ceiling texture the same as what we used on the first level. Okay, moving to the open cafeteria, we are adding a small kitchen space on the right corner. I placed 3 shaker counter, and for the fridge, we will use this commercial insulated ingredient counter. This saves space and also acts as the fridge. Let's add a basic cube in front and rescale this just to cover the counters. If you have a cash register, you can use that or just make a custom one that we have been using around the town. I also added a rope fence for the order line and colored this dark brown with different texture.
초등학교 영어 수업 시간에 배웠었던 현재 진행형 같아 하루에 10번 내 맘이 움직여 이상하고 아름다운 느낌이 좋아 걱정되고 보고 싶은 이런 기분은 현재 진행형 사실은 나도 뭐가 뭔지 잘 모르겠어 어쩌다 우리 여기까지 알 수 없는 비동사 플러스 ing LOV를 붙여보면 사랑인 것 같고 say goodbye를 붙여보면 헤어질 것 같아서 ing just ing
To make a separation from the kitchen counter, I'm adding a thin pillar and color this a darker shade of brown. Add this on the side of the cashier as well. We need to have a menu board in front, and we will use a vertical plank and add this above the cashier counter. This is where we will place the menu board. So we will just use a square painting and resize it to fit the space above. As for the space here, we will add this laminate trash bin and color this neutral to match the color scheme of the building. Since this is a cafeteria, we need some dining tables, so I'm just gonna use the outdoor table, and this contemporary chair looks cute for our cafe. I'm gonna add as many tables as I can, but still leave the middle empty so that it wouldn't look too cramped. I can add a larger set of tables, so it is more on cafe style that caters 1 to 2 person per table. For the lighting, I will use the geometric chandelier that we have on the reception office. Change the light bulb color, because we don't want this floor to be too bright since I placed a chandelier in each table. If it still looks a bit dark, add a sleek ceiling light in the middle and kitchen side to make the floor brighter. Okay, moving to the third level, we are just gonna copy the wall colors and textures from the second level. The painting menu board was poking out, so rescale it downwards until it isn't showing. So for this floor, we are going to be adding the dance studio or just simply practice rooms. We will fit 2 practice rooms in here, but the other one will be smaller and probably suited for solo artists. As much as I want to make this whole space a practice studio, we will consider at least 2 separate rooms for other artists. There's really nothing much going on inside a dance practice room, but a gigantic wall mirror from floor to ceiling. I used this borderless tall mirror and rescale this wider. I placed it on the largest wall for those groups with many members practicing, since dancers need to face the mirror while they practice. I just copied the things that I added from the other room to this one. To the right empty wall, we are adding the first letter of our company, which is G. So just copy the square beams and custom place it on both rooms. We are also adding a folding chair on the corner of the room for managers to sit on. I almost forgot that we have the Stacy cups, so this is a must. I'm gonna place them on the side because we need to stay hydrated. So we have all the spaces outside the practice rooms, and I personally don't want to add so many clutters since this is an agency. I want to keep the floor clean and minimal. So I'm placing a lot of seating area in here. And if you still want more seats, I'm gonna add a sofa seat on this corner. Look at how beautiful this view would be once the town is completed. Anyways, I'm just using this simple sectional sofa. This is a cheap option, or you can use a much more expensive sofa. There is a corner space beside the elevator, and I added more seating area here, which I will be deleting later, because I'm gonna turn this into a toilet area. So save your money and leave this empty for now. I copied the lights we have from the second floor, and just add sleek ceiling lights to the hallway and the practice rooms. Okay, moving to the 4th floor, we have a smaller space in here, but I'm gonna divide this into 2 rooms. One is a makeup/dressing room, and the other is a recording studio room. So we have a balcony on the front and side of the building, and I added this double door, but I will be changing this to a single door instead. So save your money and don't add this balcony door for now. As for the rooms, we will use the panel door and color this white with plastic texture. I copied the decal paintings from the second floor office, and let's pretend that it is a photo of the artists from the agency. I also copied the plastic chairs with table and place it on both sides. Now for room number 1, we are going to make this a makeup room/dressing area as well. So I'm gonna add a clothing rack in this corner. Then we are adding an overhead cabinet with an open shelf for more storage. We are gonna place accessories in here. Search for necklace stand and you will see this jewelries. I'm gonna add 3 in here, so I can just duplicate this later. So color this accessories however you like.
현재 진행형 같아 하루에 10번 내 맘이 움직여 이상하고 아름다운 느낌이 좋아 걱정되고 보고 싶은
I'm gonna add a board on this wall for like the schedules and other important reminders, because we know how technical and busy the time schedules of artists are. On the right side of the clothes rack, we are going to place this fancy desk as makeup table. I'm also going to use this professional mirror because this is the one they use for hair and makeup. Now we will add some clutters in here to make it look used.
보고 싶은 이런 기분을 현재 진행형 사실은 나도 뭐가 뭔지 잘 모르겠어 어쩌다 우리 여기까지 알 수 없는 비동사 plus ing LOV를 붙여보면 사랑인 것 같고 say goodbye를 붙여보면 헤어질 것 같아서 ing just ing 내 맘은 아직 ing.
I'm also adding a room divider here for changing clothes because we don't have enough space for a dresser. And then we are adding a borderless mirror on this wall. A mirror is a must for checking fits. And then I'm gonna add this director's chair in here because it looks so cute for like photo corner. I'm also gonna add this sleek picture frame light on top of the mirror for more lighting coverage when taking photos. Then just add sleek ceiling lights to the rest of the room to make it a bit brighter. There's no window here, so I'm adding a horizontal window on top for natural light. Anyways, I haven't changed the texture on this balcony, so just add some tiles of your choice. Alright, we are halfway done on this floor. So for this room, we are going to be making a recording studio room. I'm gonna change the wall to this linear carpet tile to make it a soundproof wall. Then we will make this half recording, half director's area. Now that we have the wall separation, I'm gonna add a large clear window on the left side. As for the door, we will just use this plain door and color this the same as the soundproof wall. Now we will do a recording desk setup, and I'm just gonna use this plain desk. I'm gonna use the desk lamp as a pretend intercom, so just color that all black.
Say goodbye를 붙여보면 헤어질 것 같아서 ing just ing 내 맘은 아직 ing. 싶다고 그 말을 왜 못하니 후회할까봐 아파할까봐 망설이는 걸 너의 현재 진행형.
Since this is a recording studio room, we will also add some instruments for making of the background music. You can add whichever instrument you like or leave this with microphone only. Anyways, I got sidetracked and added some tables on the balcony area. Perfect place to chill with a nice view of the town. Okay, back to the studio room. I'm adding the logo letter at the back wall of the recording room. I also copied the square beam and placed the logo name of our agency to the exterior part of the building, just so this is recognized from afar that it is an entertainment agency. I forgot to add a roof to our building, so I'm just gonna copy the flat roof from the sauna building and adjust the height and thickness of the roof. Then color the roof to match the exterior walls. I'm also adding windows to our last floor. So this is the 5th level, and finally we reached the last floor of this building. For this floor, we will be making the main office or headquarters of our agency. I closed off the wall from the elevator and then added some smaller rooms as the toilet on the left side. Again, I'm just copying the wall colors from the bottom floors to make this whole building same color scheme. I added this tall door frame going to the toilet area, and then simple cheap doors on both toilets. Because this is the office/headquarters of the agency, I wanted to make the toilet separate for male and female staffs. And I'm just gonna add the cheap plumbing items, but feel free to use whichever you like.
좋아한다고 보고 싶다고 그 말을 왜 못하니 후회할까봐 아파할까봐 망설이는 걸 너의 현재 진행형. 사실은 나도 뭐가 뭔지 잘 모르겠어 어쩌다 우리 여기까지 알 수 없는
Okay, now moving to the office area. Of course, we will need lots of desks in here. So I was contemplating if I should use an L-shaped desk or just a straight one. And since I wanted something cheap, I just used this simplicity desk. As for the texture and color of the desk, I will change this into white plastic texture to give a much cleaner office table look. So save your money and skip this wooden color. I'm also adding office clutters like paper files on the bottom shelf just to cover the hollow space. We need some file organizers because of contracts and other paperwork that needs to be filled up. I'm just making a base office table that I'm going to duplicate later and just change up some few stuffs. Add a basic shape and rescale this to make a cover separation like cubicle style. As for the computer set, I was thinking if I should add for all the desks because it would be expensive. So we will use a laptop and some desks would just be empty to lessen the expense of this building. As I mentioned earlier, I changed the table color to white just to make this very plain and clean office table. We will make a cubicle area on the right, and I think we can fit 4 tables there. This is a small company, so I think it is alright to have a few desks. I also added another basic shape on the middle to make a separation in between each tables. Now feel free to rearrange the desk clutters to make it personal and make it look like someone is working there.
좋아한다고 보고 싶다고 그 말을 왜 못하니 후회할까봐 아파할까봐 망설이는 걸 너의 현재 진행형 사실은 나도 뭐가 뭔지 잘 모르겠어 어쩌다 우리 여기까지 알 수 없는
I'm gonna move these 4 desks a bit to the right so we can have some space for more desks on the other side. Then I'm gonna place 2 desks on the left, but first I'll add some side partitions on the previous cubicles. Since I'm saving a bit of money for the other buildings in this town, I won't spend a lot on computers. Let's pretend that some of the employees work in different areas. Now we can add more windows to the right wall. And then we will add the company logo name to our accent wall. It is a must, since this is the main office. I want to add more windows to the front side of the building, but because of the balcony door on 4th floor, it doesn't match the windows that I'm placing down. So as I mentioned earlier, I deleted this balcony door and changed it with a tall glass door to match the long windows we have. I also moved the sofa chairs from the 3rd floor to the 5th floor because I mentioned earlier that I will make the corner into a toilet. As you can see, this corner is a 2x2 square, and it is a waste not to turn this into a toilet when there is no toilet in this floor for the artists to use. Anyways, I'm just gonna do this toilet the same as the one from the 5th floor. We will add 1 toilet cubicle inside so that someone can still use the sink and mirror. You can duplicate the toilet and plumbing items from the 5th floor, but it takes a while to duplicate things going up and down with a floor in between. And since there is a lot of windows here, we are just adding this privacy blinds and recolor this to a beige or color of your choice. I also copied the cheap door from the upper toilet room. Now we are adding light switches and electrical outlet in every floor.
후회할까봐 아파할까봐 망설이는 걸 너의 현재 진행형 사실은 나도 뭐가 뭔지 잘 모르겠어 어쩌다 우리 여기까지 알 수 없는 비동사 플러스 ing LOV를 붙여보면
Because this is a commercial building with an office, we need to add something on the rooftop. So I'm just gonna add a bunch of maintenance stuff that doesn't add much to the plot data. I was holding myself back because of the plot data I have used in this town, and I still have a few builds in mind before finishing this town. I also added a ladder going to the rooftop from the right balcony. I'm also gonna add the company logo name at the right side wall of the driveway so that people can also see from other areas in this town. I'm gonna add air conditioner units just for additional details on the left side of the building because it is empty looking. And we are done with our building. So this is part 16 in our Korean town series where our town is now costing $1,081,028. This is a small entertainment agency for Korean artists, and it costed $235,000 just for this building alone. So this is located at the first corner of the main road. Over here is the main entrance of the building. And we have a private parking area for the employees and artists. Thankfully, we have a parking meter from the update, so we didn't make a custom one. So this is the parking area. We have 4 parking slots that is usable. I love the dark modern color scheme we have here and definitely suits the parking area with the dim lighting. There is also a door from here going to the building. But we will enter the main entrance from the front. If you will recreate this town for roleplay, I think it would look good if there is a guard by the main entrance to check on everyone going inside the building. I added a directory on each floor so you know where to go. Anyways, we are now on the second floor, which is the lobby/cafeteria and reception office. I love that we have large windows because we can see the view of the town. So yeah, we have many seats that also serves as waiting area and open cafeteria for guests, employees, and artists. You order and pay here, then get your food over here. Then you can grab a bite and dine in or take out to different floor of the building. I copied the coffee machine we custom made from GS25 convenience store. And yeah, this is the small cafeteria kitchen. Over here is the reception office. If you have inquiries or concerns, guests go through here first. I added this comfy armchairs because of how cozy and elegant it looks in here. We have 2 receptionists in here, and if you do role plays, this would look great. So yeah, this is the second floor lobby, reception office, and cafeteria. I love how it turned out actually. Now we are going to the third floor, and this one is the dance practice rooms. We have 2 practice rooms, and this one on the left is the smaller room. This can be used by 1 to 2 dancers. And over here is the second room, which is a bit bigger. There's folding chairs on the side for the manager maybe. And I also added this cute Stacy cup. There's nothing much in a dance studio room since this is for practice. So there's a lot of chairs outside for resting or if there are people waiting. And if you want a more comfy seat, we have this corner sofa which has a great view of the town. And this is the toilet that we added at the end part because there is no near toilets that people can use. This is just a simple toilet with washing area, hand dryer, and a toilet cubicle. Alright, let's move to the 4th floor. And this floor is where the makeup plus dressing room is, as well as the recording studio. And look at the great view when you stay in this balcony. Anyways, let's head to the first room, which is the makeup/dressing room. So we have the schedule board and important reminders, clothing rack and other accessories. And we have 2 makeup tables over here, which is very cute. I wish there was an option to brush hair for other people to pretend as a hairstylist. This is the dressing area because the room is too small, so we have this divider. And also a lot of stylists would just help the artists. So yeah, this is our small makeup and dressing room. Now over here is a recording studio room for vocals and background music. The music director would sit here and also adjust the technical stuff. I'm not really familiar with sound mixing stations. But yeah, this is nothing special, just simple decors. And then when we enter the main recording room, we have the microphone in the center and some instruments. So that is the recording studio. Let me just show you the other balcony. We also have a seating area over here. And this also has a ladder that leads to the rooftop, which you can see the office when you go up from here. So this is the rooftop. Nothing special since I will also add more detail hopefully when there is plot data left when this town is full. Anyways, this is the last floor, which is the headquarters office. I moved the sofa from the 3rd floor to here. And look how scary high we are. It is super high, especially when sitting in this corner. Anyway, this is the office. We have 4 employee desks on the right, and maybe the higher rank like the supervisor and manager's desk are on the left. I added a few different clutters in each desk to have personalities, and the employee over here definitely loves to procrastinate. So this is how the office looks like. This would definitely look good when all the chairs are full, especially when role-playing. I almost forgot to show you the toilet area. So we have separate toilets for male and female employees. But both are the same simple and clean toilet. And yeah, this is the whole building tour. Anyways, that is the end of part 16 in our Korean Town series. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would appreciate your support by giving this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We have 4 more parts to go before the full town tour. Make sure to click on the notification bell so you won't miss the latest videos I upload. Help me reach my goal of 10,000 subs. This would help me a lot, especially in making future videos for you all. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, or night. Love you all and take care. See you on my next video.